Alright, so here goes my fuel VE table 1. This is all of my cruising, partial throttle, and 99.9 is close to almost being, wide open throttle. I didn't really get to do much for it, but you kind of see where the values started dropping. But it looks like cruising, probably around I would say mid 30s. What do you call it? VE. And so then it shoots up to here, so like 38, 39. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of make everything around here start going up from, let's say, like 38. Just make it go up to about 46, because that's what's there. So that might have got turned. So I'll just do this, interpolate, and then that one's be a 35 to, let's say, this 47. That will give me some, I didn't like that too much, that move. So you see what happens sometimes when you do it from here to here. So I kind of should have just did that. And then for these values, actually, let me just go back. I kind of like this 44, but remember, this is like close to wide open throttle at 1,000 RPMs. The only time you might hit that is a low gear going up a mountain in fourth gear or something of that nature. You know what I mean? But I still, try making some relation out of it. But as you can see, I have like this rich pocket right here. And you can also do this 3D view, which I'm not too, kind of fond of. I'm not really used to it. But then you can move it around and then see, and this can help you fix pockets too. But like I said, I like this better because I can see the colors. So yeah, that's about it. Actually, I could just go little by little. So what I'll do is just clean this up. So, and then when I go to tune again, it will have a easier time to clean up rather than having to run rich and whatever. So that's my method that I do. It might not be feasible to some, but it takes a little bit longer. I'm just being safe. And so then also the reason why I also do break down this so much is, so like, let's say up here before I go to wide open throttle, if I want, I could make it a little bit richer for spool, because there's some correlation between richness before spool and that. I don't necessarily like that technique. With E85 wide open throttle, like a lot of the power they can make is at 13.5 AFRs. That's max power lean, or like safe lean. And so I'll do that to help keep the EGTs up and whatever, rather than going like 12.1 or something. Like there's a guy on DSM forums that I remember reading where he was tuning his 4G, and he had a dyno. He was on a dyno, and he noticed that he did not lose power or get knocked, till 13.5 AFRs under boost. Obviously that's not the way. He was just testing to see where the knock threshold was with E85. But 12.1 is where I do like to be in boost. But then I kind of go to like 11.8 just in case if I have a lean situation show up or anything of that nature, maybe get some bad fuel, or I have to actually accommodate for, since I'm tuning in winter blend, there's a little bit more petroleum or gas that's in there rather than corn. And so when it comes to summer, it's less. And when that happens, since E85, since alcohol, ethanol is lighter, it could, tweak it just a little bit, but then that's why we have ego control, which is, basically a closed loop. So it'll kind of, it'll adjust the air fuel based on that. But I don't want to make the computer work so hard to fix something when, it could be catastrophic. Although, going a couple points up isn't, that, but and then the other issue too that, I like being on the safe side is that I don't have head studs. I don't know how strong these studs are. I'm not planning on opening up the block, but I want to prevent some head lift. I had it on the KA when I had the Saturn studs, and it's just a pain. And at least working on the KA was easy. On this guy, there's just, even though the intake manifold's easy to come off, but still, it's just unnecessary. So I'm just trying to be safe so I can hopefully find out, where the true strength of this motor is. There's not too much information on these VQs, and I think, no one's really unlocked the power. So anyhow, enough of that rambling. So the good thing about that is, when you see red, obviously the numbers are going up. That doesn't mean that it's leading out. It's just that it's going to be dumping mad fuel. So, in higher RPMs, I kind of do keep it like this just in case if you get off the throttle and then you get back on. But I'm going to kind of bring everything back down to like around the 50s so I can, either go down like this or then hit minus and say how much to go by. But what do you call it? Yeah, that's just in case if my axle enrichment isn't set up properly, like for the boost levels, that it actually just helps dump in fuel. Before, like I said, instead of having to calculate the ECU calculate all this information, it's easier to have it kind of set up where it is, so the ECU is already dumping fuel, and then it could just go forward from there. I guess that's my thinking. May not be. I mean, like I said, I'm not a professional tuner, but I've yielded good results doing my car and other cars. So all right, I'll probably come back to the boost map once I'm done cleaning all this up. Alright, so then another thing I wanted to point out for you, see all of the zeros? I'm basically making my own decel enrichment. What that is, that's high RPM, high vacuum. Basically it's 10 kPa, which is, probably like 29 inches of we call it vacuum, but basically I cut that off. I cut off fuel, and if it's deceleration. Most cars do it to save fuel. So if you're driving, you have it in high gear with like downshifting, it'll cut down, and that's what it'll do. It's fine. I don't really probably touch that area. It might be more or less that one, but it's the same techniques that I employ just to help save fuel. And then I also try, like you see on my values here, like 27, that's like probably around 15.5 AFRs. I do that to keep the temperature up on the plug so it cleans itself. Alright, just trying to explain stuff. Alright, so a lot of this is, dead stop tuning. But, so you're looking at your gauge cluster here. You'll go to Tuner Studio here. When you go to the VE Live, it automatically switches to your VE1 table. So now what you got to do is hit AFR targets, and like you see, it only says switch to AFR table 1. That's going to be like basically this target. Where we at? Fuel, and then it switches to this. This is what I use for closed loop. But let me change this. I had everything for 11. Let me just equal that to 11.5. hit OK on that. And then what's gonna happen when you go to fuel, right here on this tab for the VE of the table 3, you're gonna go to settings, and then you gotta click AFR things. But when you go to look at, you know, that's what it's gonna be. Maybe I could use this. Before I used to do this, go to this Tuner Studio Custom. Once you select that and then select it again, it comes up to a custom one, and then I can change it to these parameters. Because kind of what I did is when I did pre-boost, I think up to like 5 pounds, I used to be like at 13.5 AFRs, and then riching up, and then, you know, that would help, you know, with everything. But yeah, I'm gonna still do it. So I'm gonna make all these values the same as there. You know, that doesn't matter. I mean, well, it's already set up. So I just need to change my fuel load to match this of the fuel VE3, and then set up my AFRs for that. So then when I do VE live, it'll try matching to those values.
Alright, so the car is there, like 188. It's passing the grocery getter test. I got some stuff that's going on here, but let me see if I can get in it. Alright. Let's see. Third gear, a little third gear pull, and yeah, I'm getting into it. But you know, these whole sets, they feel like freight trains. You know, it's just like it's there, then all of a sudden, boom, they turn on, and boom, that's what's up. So yeah, as you can see, I'm getting into boost. It's lovely. I passed by my boy's shop, showed him the car and whatnot. You know, there's some stuff that I still need to address, you know, because, you know, people, when they see it, they expect it to be, you know, like done and start pointing stuff out. You're like, yeah, I got some stuff to do, but fuck it. I'm gonna have fun while I'm doing it. I'm not gonna just make everything all pretty, and then when I go to drive it, shit doesn't work like it should, and then I gotta go back to the drawing table. So that's what's up. But yeah, feels good. Drivability, no leaks, no smoke, no coolant heating issues. So it's coming together. Here goes fourth gear. Ooh, had a little blowout there. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I'm still tweaking, so it hit. I ended up dropping the fuel a little bit in certain, you know, parts of the map, so I can start running through this VE live. So, you know, I'm doing it now. It'll take me a little while to clean it because I like taking baby steps. I don't like to go and just start doing some crazy shit and then, you know, fuck up something. But alright, let me see. There's a setting I want to change over here. And alright. There we go. Oh shit! Yo! Did you guys see that? I don't know if you guys saw that. But fucking the car started, like, it, you know, I don't know, it started pulling because the right side of this car, the rear axle drive, you know, the drive side's the right, and that bitch started just getting some torque steer there. Oh man, that was freaking lovely. Holy Moses. And then you hear that, my boy said it might be an issue with the clutch. gonna go and do some research on aftermarket clutches and see, you know, what the possibility could be. You know, but we'll see. No big deal. But yeah, oh my God, I need to get my GoPro going so I can what's that thing called? Drive with two hands. Because right now I'm steering with my palm and holding the phone up. And let's say if I really did get on it in second gear, you know, that torch steer got on me, it wouldn't be a pretty sight. So, all right, my friends. Hey.